Okay, I know I haven't been on here in a while. It's been Corona season. Um, Quite a few things have been going on. We have some studio space. We're been working with the code for the websites. Um, I mainly I haven't got a haircut. The barbershops aren't open up all the way yet. So yeah, I'm looking crazy. But what I mainly want to talk about right now is the Black Lives Matter movement, how it's been hijacked by the LGBTQ RSTUV. Not to be disrespectful, but come on, man. Uh, I don't know what the obsession is with flaunting your sexuality, but okay. I'm not really feeling it. I think it's confusing the issue. Some would say the issue is fair treatment for all people. I disagree. I disagree. I believe the issue is systematic racism. And it's been proven that although homosexuals may face some, I didn't even come here to really get into the whole homosexual thing. It's not really the issue. My main problem is with the tearing down of the statues. And people who have he who doesn't know its history is doomed to repeat it. So as we tear down the statues and statues of people that the majority of the people tearing down the statue had no idea that the statue was there. It was not offensive. It was not offensive. They didn't even know who the person was, what the history of that person was. Um, and it negates the good of a person. Times change, and during certain times, things are acceptable that may not be acceptable in another time. Or, so, and that's what they say about the statues and all of that. But this is the picture that I want you to see. Have you gone to the store and seen any of the signs that say the Federal Reserve has not been printing change? Okay, keep that in your mind. Okay, now, I'm going to ask you this. If you have a child that is 15, 16 years old right now, can they write cursive? Can they spell without spell check? Can they do math without a calculator? Think about it. Okay? Now, I've given you all of that, right? Now, think about this. What was the only thing that a slave owner could not do to a slave? What was the only thing that a slave owner would get beat or maybe killed for doing? Teaching a slave to read or write. So now that the slaves have learned to read and write, white slaves, black slaves, Indian slaves, slaves from Slovakia. Now that they know how to read and write, a generation ago, and do math, this is the next step. If they move your money off of something that you can handle onto a system that you have no idea how to work it, if they move your education onto a system that is electronic and your children don't go to school and they can't share the knowledge, if they move something as simple as sending a note or writing a letter to a digital platform that can be monitored, how do you prevent yourself from being placed into bondage again? And from my point of view, right? Yeah, I do cryptocurrency and all of that kind of stuff. But from my point of view, we're putting the noose back over our heads again. By failing to keep our guideposts in place. See, when they erase the history, they erase what is deemed now to be evil. At the same time, in that evil, there's a lesson. There's a lesson that in the not too distant past, a certain group of people, were placed in bondage because of ignorance. By force, but they were kept in bondage by ignorance. And a certain group of people will be placed in bondage again by ignorance. And at this stage, it's mainly going to be financial ignorance, mathematical ignorance. So sure, right now you have access to the internet. But at the same time, right now, you're also being censored by the platforms that you use. So Facebook is censoring, YouTube is censoring, Twitter not so much, but it's coming. So at what point is the censoring going to filter down to your phone? Like China, you type, you don't even have to send a message. You type a bad something about the Chinese government in your phone, and the phone is automatically plugged in. Everything is plugged in. Everything is monitored. Your thoughts are monitored, basically. If you're using your phone to manifest your thoughts are monitored. So you see what I'm saying? So although the chains may be different, right now during this period, they are forging different chains for you. Electronic chains. How do you function at this stage without cellular service? I mean, seriously, ask yourself this. How do you function at this stage without cellular service? During the pandemic, I tried to go buy some electronics from Best Buy. I walked up to the door and they said, did you receive your notice? I said, receive my notice? I ordered it online. They said, no, you have to accept it on your phone. And we'll bring it to your car. So if I don't have a phone that accepts messages, if I just have a flip phone that doesn't do internet, you lost out here. Just think about how that plays out. Think about what people are not going to be able to do. Not within the system. I'm just saying within your own house. Within their own minds. You know? The bondage is here. And so while all these people are running around, you know, they're going to get a token. They're going to receive a token. Black Lives Matter, you will get your token. You'll get your Juneteenth day. But you'll get a few black films seen. And I'm not saying that that's not progress. But what I'm saying is tread cautiously. What I'm saying is fix the problem systematically. Once the people receive the blame for what it is that, for their part in oppression, right? You have to do your part to ensure that you aren't oppressed again. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know what type of neighborhood you grew up in, but the type of neighborhood I grew up in, sometimes you could go a couple blocks in the other direction, and those people on that block are going to beat your ass just because you're from the other block. And okay, they catch you the first time. Steal your bike, beat your ass. You find your uncle, you get your bike back. But you still have to go through that block to go to the store or go to school or whatever. So the next time you go through that block, you make sure that you put yourself in a situation, you stay in a situation where they can't trap you, catch you, beat your ass, and take your bike again. And based on our behavior, and based on our approach to staying free, we're not going to do it unless we change our thinking. That's just been on my mind for a while as I watch the protests and I watch the consolation prizes that the big corporations have been giving out. I just don't feel as though it'll be lasting. And it's just a catnip to help you go to sleep, put you to sleep again, and get you again. Just think about it. I'm out. Peace.